Hello, everybody. This is MoveEasy Yoga with Via, and it is October, 8th. I'm thinking 8. Hi, everybody. Let's start in the regular fashion, just lying on your back with your knees bent, or you could actually have your feet up in a chair, on a chair or couch. Just watching your breath, settling down. Not trying to change anything. Feeling your breath support you. Feeling the floor support you. I love my body loves me. One more breath. Bring your hands behind your head for a vagus nerve reset. And without moving anything else but your eyeballs, move your eyeballs to the right, shift them to the right. And wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Come back to center, shift your eyeballs to the left. Waiting for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Return to center. Repeat this pattern 2 more times. Right, left, without my cues. Finish up. Keep your hands where they are. Head ramp. Just pressing the back of the skull with the occipital ridge into the mat, into your hands, into the mat. Your skull should slide up, away from your shoulders, along the mat. And you'll find your own awareness about this. And if you're like me, when I do this, I get a cervical spine vertebra adjustment. Not every time, not for every ramp, but at least one of them. I just got one. Two more. And then bring your hands down beside your hips or on your belly and on your chest. We're going to do Veloma breathing. But putting your belly, your hand on your belly can help you feel the breath as it moves, and can help you. If you put your hand up your chest, you shouldn't be breathing. The breath should not be big at the chest. It should be bigger at the belly and the ribcage. Go ahead and inhale and divide your inhale into 3 parts and pause after each part, filling the lungs in increments. And then when you exhale, just an ordinary exhale. Although if you ever want to advance, you can break your exhale into 3 parts. One more breath, Veloma breath. We're going to do a hypopressive. Let's do the side lying hypopressive, where you're going to start on your back, legs extended. And then go ahead and extend your legs, Kathy. So this is, we're going to do 3 breaths, supine, legs extended. And then when you start holding your breath, you roll to one side. And then you count to 10. I'll count to 10 for you while you're holding your breath out. And then you in return to supine, your back, and then go to the other side. So inhaling, 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. All the way out. Hold your breath out, no breath, roll to the left or the right. 1, no breath, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Inhale, return to the floor. We'll do it on the other side. So it might be kind of hard for you to roll over. Just do it however you can to get to a rolled over side lying, extended leg, side lying position. Inhale and exhale. So you can use a prop, hold on to something. Inhale, exhale. Last inhale, last exhale. All the way out. Hold your breath out, roll to the other side. And inhale, and I'm going to count. Don't do any breathing. Breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Inhale and exhale and return to your back. You're going to stay here. Bend your knees. We're going to do the 6 directions of motion for the pelvis. So supine, you may have a couple of towels underneath your head, just because you want your spine, your cervical spine, to be neutral. When Kathy first started, she had a lot more towels there, but now she's loosened up the neck, and so it's all a matter of personal preference. Actually, you could even try putting, a thin brick under your head, but that would work for some people. So pelvic floor, there are 6 directions of motion. The first 2 are anterior and exterior tilt. So you're just going to drop your tailbone toward between your legs, drop it, and then then move it upward toward the ceiling. So think of it as only moving the pelvis, the 2 pelvis bones on either side of the sacrum. And up and down you go. The pelvis is moving, nothing else is moving. These are the first 2 directions of movement of the pelvis. If you can practice these 6 moves, you will actually change the way your pelvis and your hips behave. Do one more. Pelvic tilt one way, tilt the other way. Find the neutral position somewhere halfway between the 2 tilts. And now put your hands on your ASIS, which is this bony landmark sort of to the outside edge of your pelvis. And then we're going to do hip hikes first. Oh, I would put my thumbs on the top of this outside edge of the pelvis, which is different than the SIS. At the top, and then lift on the right, lift your bony side of your pelvis towards your armpit and bring it down, and then do it on the other side. And so notice when your right hip hikes, the other one drops. And then just keep going right and left. So this is it's a flat movement. The pelvis is not rotating from side to side. It is just shifting. Keeping still the buttocks on the floor. And this is the second pair of directions of movement of the pelvis. Your pelvis actually loves to be reminded that these are the ways that it can move. And do one more of those hip hikes. And come back to neutral. There's a neutral between the 2 hikes. And then put your hands on the ASIS. This time we're going to do a rotation. So you're dropping the pelvis to the floor and then coming back to neutral and then dropping to the other side. And obviously, when you drop one side of the pelvis, the other side lifts a little bit. So try to keep it in one plane, so you're not hiking your hips and rotating your pelvis. Just dropping flat out, dropping one side of the pelvis to the floor, bringing back to neutral, and then dropping the other side of the pelvis to the floor. Rotation, it's a spinal or sacral rotation. My chiropractor, when I went to see him this week, told me I had one of the largest sacrums he'd ever seen. I didn't know how to react. I said, no one's ever told me that. But I watch people's like scapulas. Sometimes I say, wow, that's a really big scapula. So I know what he means. And the sacrums are the same way. They vary from size. Some people have really teeny sacrums. I think a larger sacrum actually probably helps you balance. Just finish up. And come back to center. And we're going to do leg lifts. This is a basic leg lift. The right leg comes up, keep the knee bent. The right leg comes up towards the chest to a 90-degree angle and then goes down. That's nice. And come back down. Up and down. You can alternate. Kathy has chosen the alternating variation today. You could be on one side. You could be on one side and do it 5 times on one side, 5 on the other. You can alternate. Actually, they do slightly different things, but in terms of the basic movement, it's the same. And just think of what's happening on the inside at the hip socket. And then do one more set. And bring both the feet back to the floor. Knee drops out to the side. This is a hip rotation, by the way. So keep the trick is to keep the other hip on the floor. And then bring it back. Just slowly opening and closing. This is a basic movement at the hip. Go ahead and switch sides. Remember to keep the opposite hip on the floor. If you use lift the opposite hip to help you take your knee down further, it's cheating. And close up that. Put a set of therapy balls horizontally, or a thin brick horizontally, or a sponge ball underneath your tailbone. Or with regard to the balls are just above the tailbone. It's at the bottom of your sacrum. We're just going to try to do the same thing we did last class, actually, and lift your legs up into knees into 90 degrees, up high, and then open and close. So open and close. And open and close. This gets at one of specifically designed to get at the smallest hip flexor, which is also a pelvic attached to the pelvic floor. Internal obturator. Do 2 more of those and bring yourself up to a floor seated position after you're finished. Cross-legged floor seated position. We're going to do side bend, floor seated side bend. You're starting with the right hand and running it along the mat out to the right. Left arm up, over. Stay here and breathe. So keep your hips, keep your sits bones on the floor. The side bending is the thoracic spine. Go ahead and bring your elbow forward towards your armpit, or at least towards the front of the room. So you're still side bending, but you're stretching the latissimus dorsi. Bring your elbow back up. Bring your torso back up. Switch to the other side. Up and over. Breathing. Anchoring your sits bones. And now bringing your elbow forward, the top elbow forward, and feeling another stretch. Latissimus dorsi. Go ahead and bring your elbow up to the ceiling. Bring your torso up to straight. And we'll do this one more time. One more set. Arm up and over, left other arm up and over. Keep the sits bones anchored on the floor. I didn't tell you to switch legs. I wish I had. I don't want to tell you that now. We'll switch on the next. We're going to do it, and we'll stay on the other side in the next cross-legged pose. Go ahead and bring your elbow forward. Make it a big stretch here. Now bring your elbow up to the ceiling. Bring your torso up, and we'll work on. Well, let's switch legs again now here, even though it's not going to be even. Better than nothing. Left arm along the mat, right arm up and over. Just breathing, anchoring the sits bones on the floor. Aware of breath, aware of movement. Go ahead and bring your elbow forward, top elbow forward. Find another stretch. And bring your elbow up. Bring your torso up. Switch legs. Switch crosses of the legs. We're going to do the floor-seated side bend. Spine twist. Starting on the right. So take your left hand to your right knee. Your legs are crossed. Your right arm behind you. Put your fingers on the floor like a spider. So find your spine twist first. And then we're going to add intercostal sliding. So just sliding your rib cage from right to left. But keep the spine twist going on and then slide from there. And then slowly unravel yourself. Switch legs, switch sides. Right hand on left knee, left arm behind you. You can crawl farther back to support your spine twist if you'd like. And now from here, once you've established your spine twist, your spinal rotation, go ahead and start to slide your rib cage from right to side, right to left. Sit tall. And then slowly unravel yourself. And we're going to do this again. Switch your legs. Switch sides. Left hand on right knee. Right arm behind you. Find your spine twist. Sit up tall. Once you've found your spine twist, then start to slide the rib cage from side to side. If your rib cage is very tight, upper back is very tight, this may be a very small movement. You'll maybe an awkward movement, but you'll get more comfortable as you practice it. This is a bonus move for a traditional yoga spine twist. Go ahead and unravel slowly all the way. Go to the other side. Last side. Right hand on left knee, left arm behind you. Fingers like a spider. Find your rotation, your spine twist first. This is a thoracic rotation. And then once you have that, start to slide your ribcage from side to side. And then come on back. Unravel slowly. Find, you can stay in this seated, no, we're going to stack knees. So go ahead and actually stack your one knee on top of the other one, facing forward. You may want to sit on a brick. We're going to do cow face pose. If you can't do this, if this is totally impossible, you could probably do a cross-legged position. some other floor seated position. Bring your arms out in front of you with the back of the hands facing each other. So you're sitting tall, back of the hands facing each other. The right hand goes up and then down, and now your palms are facing each other and you're clasping your fingers. Bring your fingers down, bring your wrists down, actually fingers, hands, wrists down, and then towards the belly, chest, and then up towards the chin. This is a real wrist twist. And drop your wrist if you can, or not. Sit tall, wait. This is building bone density in the wrists, opening the hips. Two more seconds. Unravel that. Switch the knees so the bottom one is stacked now on top. If you want to open up your hips, your SI joint, piriformis, this is the pose to do it. This stacked knee pose. Go ahead and bring your arms out in front of you. This time the hands are, back of the hands are facing each other. Then lift the left arm up, hand up and over. Interlace your fingers, drop your hands towards the floor, towards your chest, towards your chin. So up a big circle. And stay here. Stay as tall as you can. Breathe. You can drop your wrists if you can drop your wrists. I can't drop mine very far. I think I have, well, some of it depends on structure too, but I might have very tight wrists. Go ahead and unravel, shake your wrists, shake, shake, shake. And we're going to stand up for back bend at the wall. So with your back to the wall, and you're standing in good posture with your hips directly over your ankles, with soft knees though. Bring your arms up and over, so your fingertips at least, or maybe your hands, palms are on the wall. And you're going to use the position and your hands to open your chest. So the chest move forward, but not the hips. So that's the trick here, is to keep this back bend in the upper back. And don't let it go into the lower back. Well, that might hurt too. So you might get another signal besides my own cueing. Not to go that far. So you're still standing with your hips directly over your ankles, and then you're back bending. Go ahead and unravel. Come on out slowly. You can shake or shrug. And we're going to do the right spine twist at the wall. So the right foot, your right shoulder is at the wall, your right foot is forward, your left leg is back behind you. Bend your elbows and bring your arms to the wall, rotating. And you see if you can get your both elbows on the wall, maybe, maybe not. And just stay here and breathe. We're going to be here long enough to build some new bones, new bone quality, density. Unravel from that all the way out. Just take it easy. Go to the other side, left shoulder at the wall, left foot forward, right foot behind. And then the arms bend and rotate, the spine rotates, and the arms help you do that. You just stay here and breathe. You can experiment with pushing your hands or your forearms and your hands against the wall. See what happens. What happens when you push more on one side than the other. And slowly unravel and come back, put your back against the wall. We'll do one more back bend at the wall. So arms up and over, bend your elbows. See how much of your hand you can get on the wall. Maybe it's just your fingertips, but maybe more. You know, when you can get all of, well, even whatever you do is this is also a wrist stretch. Now we're going to eventually do a back bend on the floor. And if you can't do that, if it hurts your neck, you can come back up and do this one instead. Come on out of this. All the way out. We're going to do a short foot. We're going to try, it's going to be a split stance short foot. So you're going to the right foot to start. It's 1 foot at a time. The right foot is forward first, and the left foot is behind. Soft knees. So your feet are straight forward. Find your foot on your right. Find your foot tripod. Think big toe, little toe, heel. Find that. Become aware of that. So this is the basic short foot. We'll add the core work in a minute. Lift and spread the toes. So find your tripod, lift and spread your toes, then push the toenails or the toe pads down, noticing an increase in the medial arch, and you're actually coming off of the ball of the foot. Hold and relax. And then go to the other side. So this is basic short foot with a split stance. Soft knees, 1 foot forward. Lift, find the tripod, find the foot tripod first. Then lift and spread your toes. And then push the toe pads with the toenails down into the floor. And stay here, pushing and noticing the medial arch. And then relax and switch sides. This time we're going to add core activation. And what that means is before you put your toes down, toe pads down, you're going to engage your core. I'll walk you through it. So find your tripod first. Find the tripod. Then lift and spread your toes. Now engage your core, the lowest transverse abdominal muscles, down near the pubic bone. Engage there. Now push your toenails down and your toe pads down. And see if you can find a foot to core connection. And then relax. Switch sides. Find your foot tripod. Lift your toes, spread them. Engage your core. Now push the toe pads down. See if you can find the connection between your feet and your core. Hold. And now relax. And let's go. Let's do it again. Do it again with core activation. So 1 foot forward. Find the tripod. Lift and spread your toes. Engage the core at the lowest point, the lowest transverse abdominal muscles. And now press the toe pads into the floor with the core engaged, right? And see if you can feel that the foot to core connection. This is advanced short foot. And then release and we'll go to the other side. So find the tripod. Lift and spread your toes. Engage your core, transverse abdominal muscles as low as you can. Hold that. Now press the toe pads down into the floor or the toenails, however you want to think about it. And see if you can feel the connection between the transverse abdominal muscles and the foot. And then let that go. Let that go and find your way onto the floor. Come into a child's pose, wide kneed or close kneed or wide. Crawl your arms forward, straight arms forward. You may need to put a brick under your butt or a brick under your head. You want to feel the spine lengthening. This should be a restore. This is a restorative pose. We're going to be here for a little while, just breathing and enjoying. Go ahead and crawl both hands, keep them long and crawl towards the right, stretching the left latissimus dorsi. So keep your head low, keep the child's pose, keep it down, and then crawl over towards the right. And crawl the left arm even longer so you can feel a nice armpit stretch. Armpit, latissimus dorsi. And then crawl back to center and go to the other side. Now crawl towards the left. And make sure that the right arm is crawling even farther to get a nice, you're trying to find a nice stretch on the side body, but especially the latissimus dorsi and the armpit. Just breathe, stay here and breathe. Come all the way back to neutral. Crawl back to neutral. And then find your way onto your belly for the back, a basic back extension, Pilates back extension, actually. You may want to put a washcloth in the and under your head. Your arms, you're lying on your belly, your arms are by your side, palms up. Inhale to prepare, exhale. Remember before, let me say this before we keep going. Remember that your cervical spine is an extension of the thoracic spine, and try to find that head ramping position with your chin becomes slightly tucked and your entire, the backside of the cervical spine is extended away, lifted as if you were doing a head ramp. Well, you are doing a head ramp in the air. Okay, inhale to prepare and exhale. Lift the arms, the chest, the head. Keep the head ramped. So drop your chin a little bit, Kathy. Kathy, find a head ramp. The occipital ridge slides up and lifts. Nice. And stay there for a couple breaths, maybe lifting up a little bit more. And now inhaling to prepare and exhaling to return to the mat. Go ahead and return to the mat. Next time we're going to add on airplane. The arms come out to the side. Remember to find a head ramp position for your head. Go ahead and inhale to prepare. Exhale, the arms come up. Chest, arms, head lift up. Can you hear me? Whoops. Okay, there. Good. Remember the head ramp. Take an inhale to prepare for the airplane. Exhale, the arms come out to the side. Arms out to the side. Okay, we have an unstable connection. Stay here and breathe. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Because I think you're only hearing half of what I'm saying, but. And then inhale to prepare to come down and exhale to come down. Bring your arms out into a T for thoracic release. Prone for thoracic, we could call this an airplane actually in a way, in its own way. Bring your arms out to the side. Look to the right. Right leg lifts. and goes over the left. And you have a lot of leeway here. And go ahead and come back and switch sides. Look left, left leg comes up and over the opposite leg. Keep your armpits on the floor. That's the only rule here, the only caveat here. Keep your arms, your armpits, your shoulders flat on the floor. And come on back. We'll do one more. Look right. Lift your right leg up and over behind the back leg, the opposite leg. Keep the arms and shoulders on the floor. That's the only rule. Everything else can move, wiggle, rock and roll. You should feel this on the upper back. If you don't, try to move your hips a little farther. Your leg a little farther back. Come on back. Other side, last one, last move before Yoga Nidra. Look left, left leg comes up and over the right. Keep your armpits on the floor. Otherwise, come back behind, get that leg back behind you as far as you can. And experiment with this. Each person is going to find something that works for them. Come on back and find your way onto your back, supine for Yoga Nidra 61-point guided meditation. You just want to be warm and comfortable. You may want to put a towel over your eyes or a blanket over your body. I'm going to mention 61 points that I want you to bring your attention to without moving, just your attention, not your movement. Starting with breath, breathing in and out and observing your belly as it rises and falls with your breath. Now bring your attention to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, left knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This is the conclusion of your 61-point guided meditation. Go ahead and start to come back into the room and become aware of your entire body. Extend your legs. Extend your arms overhead. And stretch and wiggle. Arms over up by the ears. Stretch and wiggle. See if you can create a little more space between your pelvis and your rib cage. We lose space there as we age, as the vertebrae compress. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your wrists and your ankles. Hug your right knee to your chest. And then your left knee. Hug both knees to your chest. Rock from side to side. And then roll all the way over to the side into a fetal position using your bottom arm as a pillow, and put the palm of your top hand on the floor and press into it as you lift yourself up side lying without rounding your spine. Find a comfortable, unmute yourself. Find a comfortable position. I will remove the spotlight and go to the gallery view for me. I can't choose your view. You can choose a gallery view. Your hands, your heart prayer pose. Press your hands together firmly. And then just let that go and have it be a relaxed prayer pose. Lift your occipital ridge. This is another head ramp, right? Lift and then bow the skull over the top of the cervical spine. So the spine is not moving. The skull is moving forward, bowing to each other, acknowledging and honoring the light in each other, and recognizing that we are all one light, one tribe. We're going to close the class by saying to each other, Namaste.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
That was very nice.
Thank you.